Are you seeing my presentation? Let's go. So I will talk about this institutional website. I talk about it about as my longest project I have. It was interesting because I started with one guy and in like 6 months we did all the design in web design and programming, database designing, migration and stuff in a period of time that where we don't have much like presentation frameworks like today. So uh, it's good to have uh, this kind of technology now for me. Like backend developer, I don't like much to do web design and front end. So these frameworks are very helpful, are very the way I think they should be for developers, for people that don't like to think about the front end much. So I am like to refer to myself as a human being, which was born in Florianópolis, Santa Catarina, Brazil. It's the south of Brazil. It's an island. I was born in an island. So I'm very proud of saying that. And I like uh, to tell people that I was born in Florianópolis. So I like to work as a teacher. It's a beautiful, wonderful professional. And sometimes I do develop also. I prefer to work as a teacher, but I think as a teacher full time, even when I am developing and when I am working with people to develop, I like to think as a teacher. I know how to brew beer. I sometimes on Plone conference we have the lightning talks. I had one in I had once I think in Italy and Japan. I talked about how to brew beer for people and they love it. I love to surf. I love to do nature and I rather like to ride my bike than my car. So technical stuffs. Um, the first source code I saw, it was like in kind of 98, 85, I think, or before, I can't remember. My uncle was playing with some computer. This computer was, I don't know the brand, but the model was CP200. It was a kind of keyboard that was connected to a record player, cassette player. The young people will have to research on Google about it. And the monitor was a black and white, tiny, very tiny screen. And he wrote a lot of code, a lot of code, a lot of code. And he showed me this code. And this code was kind of just to say my sister's name on the screen several times. Just it. I was like, wow, you wrote it. It was very fun to see it. Then I went to very, 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 very uh, like I entered the university in 1998, I think. The first university I have in chemical engineering. So this university had Pascal as a programming language, and I have my first experience with programming language in the university. It was cool to do some tasks for the teachers. It was cool. It was a fun moment at university for me. I didn't like it much chemical engineering, like the subjects. It was very hard for me, but it was very easy for me. The programming language or computer science related technology. So I went to calculus and you know I don't know how to translate, but it's numerical and algorithms and this kind of subjects I was very good at. So I left this chemical engineering uh, graduation and start programming professionally. My first job, I was working with Clipper Summer for a small company that was in a room in a house of a friend. So it was very nice to start like this. And after that, I started to think as a professional to go on programming and databases. I started with the base database, and this DBase was kind of wow, that's so nice to work with data and save it somewhere and organize it, and it was so simple. But for me, it was like magic. Then I got passion for tech. I uh, did the um, I did a graduation in computer science. The name is informatics bachelor, and I at the end of my graduation, I started to know more about free software, Linux, and Python, and then frameworks. But first Python. Then I the, I came from MS DOS, Microsoft DOS, DOS. And after Microsoft DOS, we had like Windows, and we started to do desktop software. All right. Then with this desktop software, I moved it from Windows to Linux, still using desktop software. So I started in Python frameworks for desktop, not for web. After this kind of experience in Python, I moved to web, and my first technology in web was with PHP, the free software. First experience with web, because I had experience with Delphi and Lotus Notes and some these two proprietary systems. Also, I had a background on databases, so Oracle and Postgres, MySQL, and ZoDB, of course. My first Plone site was personal for me, just for me. I was using Plone 2, I think, and I really like it to use Plone, but I didn't have my job already have these other technologies, and I wanted to use Plone, but do not wanted to leave my job. So I started using Plone personally, using for my personal website. Okay. So what about this project? Let's start a talk about this project. We had at the first a website made with lots notes for, and before that, I can remember and I can remember the domain name we had. I couldn't find any screenshots. So the first version I have documented, it's this website with Lotus Notes 4. The thing with this website was that people could only change pages if they were a developer. They had access, they know where to put things, they know where to change things. So uh, it was not easy to spread to all the organization to use the website to manage the content of the website. The people around the organization had to ask for the developers to change things. And when the developers are busy, the things are were changed very often and very delayed, and some people didn't like it and were not happy. So this is what we had. I got from Wayback Machine, the archive, the first version. It was not so ugly because you see it was missing. It is missing some GIFs and maybe some CSS also, or not. I can remember if this site had CSS. So was the website at that time. Okay, move on. 2002, a new design made with for Lots Notes, Domino. And there were some improvement in the content. So people had more systems. Uh, People started have more power to manage their content. They had places where they could interact with some system that at the end the information went to the website, so they could change things without asking for the developers, without waiting for the people that are like doing other systems. So everybody had more time. Oh, sorry for the typo. Oh, some improvement. It's wrong. It's not great. Not big deal. Okay, this is the website. You see? Also, it is missing CSS, some images and stuff. It was a kind of a little bit better, way better than this, but it was kind of a new face to the Lots Notes. Okay, uh, a little bit more systems, but still the background was Lots Notes. Then there was a migration. It was smooth and easy. We had like not much rich text in the Lots Notes database, and we had not much. We had easy way to extract data using CSV files, and using these CSV files, we uh, imported the data into a new web database structure. And well, the website, the code was created using Dreamweaver. I don't know if I could say the name, but it was a proprietary generator of scripts and web design, and it used PHP. It knows how to generate PHP, so we had like a ton of PHP files creating a beautiful website. For that time, it was beautiful, and it was made by an intern, and I took care of managing the page, LMP structure, Linux, a page, Postgres, and PHP. It was not LAMP, but so I created like the database structure and helped to migrate data. And this in turn used Dreamweaver to generate these PHP scripts. And we created an admin interface to manage content. So we created a kind of way of managing our content. Managing. So in 2004, we migrated to this new version. It was like the start of this project I'm telling you. We used LAMP, free software. There was one admin interface and the web itself. The admin interface we created by hand, and the web we created using the website we created using Dreamweaver. It was very fast because each URL is just one script, and it connects to the database, close the connection and close. So it don't keep the memory, it don't do huge queries. So it is very fast. It was very fast, but it was tons of repeated code. We have it's kind of the same way of declaring the same things everywhere, and we have like with each change we have to fix everything everywhere because it was generated by Dreamweaver, and as we didn't kept using Dreamweaver, we had to do it by hand. So we have to keep changing everything everywhere until we had courage or time to refactor and try to create functions and try to organize something. So we had even there we had lots of repeat our scripts to do by hand. So when we have to create a new menu item for the website, we needed to develop. We needed to create an item in the website. So a web page with a layout and everything similar to the other pages. Then we have to create the admin interface. So the admin interface, a new table, new script, new CRUD, new insert, new delete, new update, new everything. Every new menu item, every new idea, we have to develop everything again. So this is the reality of this version we launched first. This is the face. It's a kind of beautiful. The Wayback Machine kept several images, so it's kind of beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful for that time. It's beautiful, organized and stuff. But behind that, we had several scripts doing stuff, and it was kind of cool. It's okay to maintain. It was not a huge thing, but it was not well organized. It was generated by a automatic code generator, and we didn't organize it. So we kept that way sometimes. So it was kind of hard to maintain that way. But it worked, it was fast, people had access to information, so it was good. Sorry, let me drink something. So, the work done with the website create a culture. So the website kept growing in number of scripts. So every new script got a new copy and paste, or a copy of an old script, and did some changes and generated a new functionality in the website. So when you work with the new code you already copied, you started to improving. So you had old scripts and new scripts mixed. So after some times, you got several ways of working of several people that worked on that scripts, and then the scripts went to be a kind of, oh, that script is different, you have to deal with that script. Then that script is old, so let's work on that script and make it looks like the new ones. And then we tried to refactor and stuff, and we kept doing this. So we kept having always old scripts and new scripts. Every time we compiled a new script we have two versions to maintain. So it started growing. That problem that we can do, that was okay, start growing and growing and growing. And we kept that way for some time, and we got a new design. This is the website. We aggregated some servers like streaming, audio streaming using free software, video streaming using free software. And nowadays it is made by some proprietary system, but at that time we had low money and low time, and what we did with free software quickly, it was okay to have. The backend architecture was almost the same. This version was almost the same. We have just more scripts. So we didn't evolve the backend. We evolved just the front end, you know. So this is the new design. You can see we have more menu items. You see, it is for it. It is missing some CSS also. It was not that. It was a little bit better than this. As you can see, we had more services also. Portal da Transparência, which is portal of public data. We had three systems there: the webmail, the two other systems in legislation system, and contacts contact systems. Um, what more? That's it. So the red button says red radio online and TV online, radio online and TV online. It's the way we stream it was clicking that button and seeing the radio or the TV, the radio or the video streaming online. We didn't kept the videos. We just uh, stream it online. So in 2013, we did another web design change and did not have any relevant change in the backend. We kept growing, kept changing people, interns quit their contracts, and then we had new interns. So we kept having new ways of writing code we didn't have for this team. At least for this team we didn't have a huge culture of uh, guidelines, creating guidelines for developers. So the developer just look at the code and copy and do the same thing, and sometimes improve it and sometimes not. So we keep having codes, mixed kind of coding styles, and without a guideline. We have, okay, it's okay to have different styles, but when people follow a guideline, at least we like PEP 8, we at least have something in common. So this is the website. As you see, it's different in the web design, in front end. You see there is the radio online on the left right corner of the screenshot. There are menu items, almost the same menu items, something more, something less. The menu items at the top bar were changing, were refactored, okay, but uh, the back end is almost the same. The back end is the admin interface. We had to copy things and create tables and create stuff. And the front, the website, it's a new menu item, a new script, a new. At least we have a common template. We don't have to deal with template everywhere. And it's all by hand. We didn't use it any framework, any PHP framework. So this is coming to an end. An end. We launched in August 2020. Plone, Portal Modelo. We are using now, right now, the Portal Modelo from Interlegis. Um, the Portal Modelo lives in Interlegis since a long time, I believe. I knew Jean Rodrigo Ferri. Many of you don't, but uh, in Brazil we have a contest. It's not a contest, it's an award. The award is named Dornelis Tremea. It's for the person that shows more passion and contribution in a year. So the Brazilian community decided to change the name for Dornelis Tremea and Ferri Award. So now we have Jean Ferri and Dornelis Tremea and Jean Ferri Award. It's the biggest award in Brazilian community. Jean is one of the biggest contributor of Portal Modelo. Okay, and Jean has passed away, and we still use his contribution. So thank you, Jean. Jean started working at kind of 2004. So he started working and worked on Portal Modelo. I don't know the dates. I don't know. But I think that Portal Modelo exists like 16 years and we are using right now. Cool. It's very cool. It improved a lot, but it still uses Plone 4 and Python 2. So we need to change. It's needed to change. Portal Modelo needed to evolve for Python 3 as soon as possible. So we need it. Our portal is customized by the for content. It's a component. It's a company that says they do content management solutions for content.com.br. They did a great work. They did a great work. I know Andre. Andrea did a great work. They did hard work, very hard work, to do a Portal customized theme. The theme is um, free. It's free software. It's available for everyone. You can use it. Everyone can use it. Okay. So what we have here, what we have now, we are using a Plone customized, and the work that Jean did, the work that people from Interlegis did, and the team that the Câmara Municipal bought for content are free to use. The public money spent on this software is public. Everyone can use. If some company needs the theme, the company can have the theme. If other city hall need the theme, she can use it. It can use it. So Interlegis hosts almost 1,000 portals. So the work from these people, the work for Plone, the Plone people, Jean, and many others, André, and many others are saving money for people, are saving lives, because people don't have to spend millions on a content management system. The, the city halls don't have to pay money to host their portal. Their portal are hosted just for Interlegis. The money is spent only one time, not several times. Instead of paying money several times and losing lives, we spend money one time and save lives. Yes, we save lives. Every money counts to have a place to put someone with that have COVID. Every money counts. Every penny counts. So thank you, Plone guys. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, André. Thank you. So this is the portal right now. It looks way better. It's way better to work with. The people from IT have just to deal with users, permissions, and some information organization, but the people from the communication department do the organization of the information right now. They know how to create their own homepage. They do it by themselves. They learn and they do by themselves everything, almost everything. They don't know how to admin the server. They don't know, or it's not their responsibility to deal with users and permissions. So it's important for them just to deal with content and visual communication also. You know, communication is also visual. It's not just text, or it's also audio, video, and images. And this disposition, it's a communication. So I think the portal is way better. It's a kind of institutional portal right now. It has a real CMS right now, and I am very proud of it. I don't know if the longest project of my life is the PHP site or the portal, because since 2004 would like to have this in Câmara Municipal de Curitiba. So that's it. That's my work. That's what I did. I don't know the value of that. But the project is still alive. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Oh no. So here it is. The news, the old news are here. They are live. You remember that website that had a lot of customizations and web design? So here it is. We took off all the web design, menu and footer and header, and that's it. This is the website, the news system. We used that system to put it in the Plone portal. It's a kind of iframe. Jean Rodrigo Ferri already also did that. It is called Windows with Zeta. It's kind of cool, you know. Windows with Zeta, Zope, cool. What do you think? So, people, after all I said, the thing that I have to do is thanks. Thanks to my mom, Maria Angela, my father, Jaime, for all support in my life. To my uncle, Miguel Angelo. He showed me my first source code. Source code, not source code. It inspired me. It was not a relevant system or saving the planet system, but inspired me. Thanks to Dornelis Termeia. He supported me for being a chairman in Python Brazil 2010. Without his support, I would never be a Python chairman. Thanks to Jean Rodrigo Ferri for all the work on the Portal Modelo and for being an amazing friend. Miss you. Thanks to Oswaldo Santana for all the life advice. Oswaldo is another friend from the Python community. And sometimes I tell him all the things I pass through. He knows almost everything. Not everything. No. He knows something that nobody knows. Thanks to Erico. He's always motivating me. He wanted me to be here. He helped me to be here. Thank you, Erico. Thank you. And thank to you all of you that are here right now. Spend your time, giving your time to hear this story. Thank you. Thank you very much for you. And thank you, organizers. You made my year better. This is one of the best things that happened in my year. Thank you.
And we thank you, Ramiro. It's a pleasure to have you at the Plone conference again. We are mates of Plone Conference for the last 2 editions. We basically stayed together. You're a really good friend, a nice human being, amazing human being. And I posted the links to Portal Modelo on Slack, and I would like to invite all of you now to join us in the face to face. If you're watching this talk live, click here